declines relatively quickly. 17. Federico Fagin, then CEO of Zilog, later suggested this was due to Zilog's financing arrangement with Exxon's venture capital arm, Exxon Enterprises. Enterprises had made a number of investments in the computer field, and by the early 1980s was positioning itself as a competitor to IBM in the large system space. Fagin suggests that IBM thus saw Zilog as a competitor, and refused to consider the Z8000 as Arcel. 17. However, an examination of the choices available to designers in the early 1980s suggests there are more prosaic reasons the Z8000 was not more popular. Comparing assembly language versions of the bytesive, one sees that the 5.5 MHz Z8000's 1.1 seconds is impressive when compared to the 8-bit designs it replaced, including Zilog's 4 MHz Z80 at 6.8 seconds and the popular 1 MHz Mo 6502 at 13.9. Even the newer 1 MHz Motorola 6809 was much slower, at 5.1 seconds. 18. It also fares well against the 8 MHz Intel 8086, which turned in a time of 1.9 seconds, or the less expensive 5 MHz Intel 8088 at 4 seconds. 18. While the Intel processors were easily outperformed by the Z8001, they were packaged in 40-pin dips, which made them less expensive to implement than the 48-pin Z8001. The Z8002 also used a 40-pin package, but had a 16-bit address bus that could only access 64 kilobytes of RAM, whereas the Intel processor shared a 20-bit bus that could access 1 megabyte of RAM. Internally, the 23-bit addresses of the Z8000 were also more complex to process than Intel's simpler system, using 16-bit base addresses and separate segment registers. For those looking for a low-cost option able to access what was then large amounts of memory, the Intel designs were competitive and available over a year earlier. 18. For those looking for pure performance, the Z8000 was the fastest CPU available in early 1979. But this was true only for a period of a few months. The 16/32-bit 8 MHz Motorola 68000 came to market later the same year and turns in a time of 0.49 seconds on the same sieve test, over twice as fast as the Z8000. 18. Although it used an even larger 64-pin DIP layout, for those willing to move to more than 40 pins, this was a small price to pay for what was by far the fastest processor of its era. Its 32-bit instructions and registers combined with a 24-bit address bus with flat 16 megabytes addressing, also made it much more attractive to designers, something Fagin admits to. 17. To add to its problems, when the Z8000 was first released it contained a number of bugs. This was due to its complex instruction decoder, which, unlike most processors of the era, did not use microcode and was dependent on logic implemented directly in the CPU. This allowed the design to eliminate the microcode storage and the associated decoding logic, which reduced to the transistor count to 17,500. 19. In contrast, the contemporary Intel 8088 used 29,000 transistors. 20. While the Motorola 68000 of a few months later used 68,000. 21. Second sources. Several third parties manufactured the Z8000, including AMD, SG Assets, Toshiba and Sharp. 22. Zilog Z8000 second sources.
Yes, I had to download this Motorola 68000, and that was for Germany, but I will do that when I finish do this. I will do that, but we almost finish.
AMD Z8000 and 2 APC. VB Microelectronic Karl Marx Erfurt, MME, UB8001C. Sharp LH8002P. References. 1 Abramovitz AL 1981, p. 6.1. 2 Abramovitz AL 1981, pp. 6.5, 6.28. 3 Abramovitz AL.
Yes, do not read this. That was last added a few days ago. So if you get back in a few years, there we are. Yes, I will search this in the Wikipedia, and there was some links there. The Zilog Z8000, but I will take it off my list there. The video have split, so be not hurry. So let's take it off there. So let's search this in the Wikipedia. Then I will try find this.
Z8000.
Copy. Then I will open my web browser. No, I have to write this down on a note. Do that. I use it when I'm making titles in my folders when I upload to YouTube. Zilog Z8000. Good, then I can close it. Yes, but let's find it on the real Wikipedia. Open a new window. Open Wikipedia. There. Then Wikipedia English. Search this Zilog 8000 there. Then I will look this links. Now we need the Zilog 80,000. No microcodes and registers. Probably have it. No, the Motorola. This one I will do that, but we got another one called the Z80,000. And there was another link to East Germany. East Germany semiconductors, electronic. If I can find it. Yes, there, East Germany. I just read about East Germany. We need to do that after the Z80,000. But I cannot find the link here. So I'll just search. What is that? Just search Zilog. Yes, here we had it. Zilog 80,000. Do this next, then we close this one. Then I'll do this. Yes, but I need to make a paper about that. Read this Zilog Z80,000. Yes, that's not part of my read list, but let's download this and the Motorola. $68,000, and this Germany, East Germany, called Elektroapparate. Værke, that's German. Elektroapparatewerke, that's German, kind of German, but I not speak German. EAW. So I will download this. This next will be this set something there.